Okay, everyone. In last episode, we were mainly talking about the humaneness. We tried to understand in a very deep and profound way about the foundation of the humaneness, which is about the original heart or the true heart. If we can find this lost heart, and it might be more helpful for us to always keep awareness of such the activities of our heart, and to remind us we are different from other creatures. We human beings, we have four things. We have the energy, we have the consciousness, and we have the morality, which matters more. So, and then now we continue a little bit about Ren. So in Confucius teaching, and when the master tried to answer the questions raised by his disciples about this humaneness, he always related the humaneness with other virtues like the righteousness and the propriety, loyalty, trustworthiness, and the filial piety. So these are the virtues. We can see it as a means of expressing the humaneness. So remember that when we're talking about, we try to understand this word "ren," and which consisted of two parts, the man and the two. So men help us to understand we human beings, we are unique, and we have the heart, which is so meaningful. And then two, that means the practice of humaneness is become meaningless if it is not involved the human relationships. So when we try to express this humanness, we need to apply it into our moral daily life. Like one of the sentences, which is closely related to humanness and filial piety, and Junzi devote himself to the filial piety and fraternal love, for these are the roots of humanness and indeed. And also, in some other cases, and humanness is related to the propriety, the rights. And when Yan Hui asked about humanness, and the master was saying that overcome yourself and return to the rights is the humanness. And then he was also saying that if someone is not humane, what is the point of teaching him the rights? If he is not humane, what is the point of teaching him the music? See? So, and Mencius was saying that for men, humaneness is a peaceful abode, and righteousness is a correct path to follow. So these things, the righteousness, propriety, filial piety, trustworthiness, and they're all the means of expressing humanness. But one important thing we need to remember, because human beings are so different from other animals, and we can make the way great, not the way can make man great. So this is again the very exhilarating comprehension of the human beings as one of the entity and ways on the other.
Zengzi said, "The man of good character must be broad and resolute, for his task is odious and his path is long." Isn't the task odious when his aim is to accomplish humaneness? Isn't the path long when his task could not stop until the last minute of his life?
弟子们，我的先师资产大夫有2句名言，你们都要终身记取：苟利国家，生死以至；事不可以不弘毅，任重而道远。我们现在做的一切，不仅是为了眼前的成败。
So here, we need to remember that. Come back to the conflicting idea we talked in the last episode about, on the one hand, the humaneness is applicable in our daily life, but on the other, no matter how hard we strive for it, it's so difficult. So the difficulty between the ideal humaneness and the real humaneness. But one thing we need to remember, that we human beings, we can take our initiative to make the way, or in this case, the humaneness, the great. Unless everybody can carry on this humaneness, and can this world become a better world. So, and next, we're going to focus on this second concept, is shu, reciprocity, when it's translated into English. So it is often thought of as a capacity to measure the feelings of others. So it's very important. It forms part of humaneness and is of great significance in the teaching of Confucius. So there's a sentence.
子贡 asked, "Is there any word which may serve as a guidance in one's whole life?" The master said, "It is perhaps shu, reciprocity, which means not to do to others which you do not wish to be done on yourself."
This is very simple, but when it's applied in our daily practice, and it's so sometimes getting so difficult. Just like we know that something is a good thing, but why we do not do that? Okay, so this sentence, do not do to others what you do not wish to be done on yourself, originated from the sentence.
仲公 asked about humaneness. The master said, "When going out, behave as if you were receiving an important guest. And when having people work for you, behave as if you were officiating important sacrifice. Do not do to others which you do not wish to be done on yourself. Only in this way can you be free from any complaints either in the state or in your family." 中公 said, "Though I am slow, I will follow your teaching."
See, so this is a very detailed instructions about how to behave when you are dealing with others, when you step into society. And so it's all about the human relationship. And also, above this level, we have another sentence which also explains this reciprocity.
子贡 said, "If there were a man who could extend goodness to people and help those in trouble, what would you say of him? Would he be considered humane?" The master said, "He's more than humane. You should call him the sage. For even Yao and Shun found it difficult to do so much. Therefore, the man with humaneness seeks also to establish others when wishing to establish himself, and seeks also to accomplish others when wishing to accomplish himself. To empathize others may be a fine way to apply humaneness."
And always stand in others' shoes to think what they like or what they dislike, and reflecting something on yourself. And then you will find it's a lot more easy for you to solve the problem. So that's about the reciprocity. And in the analogues, we always hear these two words, 中恕, 中恕. Actually, it came from one of the sentence, which is about welcome between the disciple Zheng and the Confucius himself. If there is one thing, a thread binding my way together. So the Zhenzi assented After the master had gone out, the principal asked, what did he mean? Zhen replied that the way of the master consists in loyalty and reciprocity. So, okay, so this sentence, 中恕, starting from then on, 中恕 was a term we always follow. We can understand that 中 simply means that do your best. Do your best to yourself, to your rulers, and to other people. And then about the loyalty and the trustworthiness, there's another sentence.
Zhenzi said, I examine myself daily on 3 points. Am I faithful in acting on behalf of others? Am I trustworthy in my dealing with friends? Do I practice what has been passed on to me?
So in this sentence, we can see that the faithfulness or the loyalty and trustworthiness are very important in one's dealing with other people. Of course, there are many, many more sentences from Confucius' teaching, which is about the trustworthiness, about being reliable in word, and also about reliable in the resolution about your actions. In a nutshell, be slow in word, but be quick in action. The loyalty and trustworthiness are the two, of course, very important virtues in one's career. And if without trustworthiness and loyalty, one can never be successful in his life. That's the end of this episode. So see you soon.